Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Grassroots to Glory football podcast, the football podcast covering the world's game from the local pitch to the global stage. Hope everyone's doing well. I'm here, as usual, with Jack. Say hello, and what have you been doing?
Hello. I don't know why I'm laughing. I really don't. Hello. Right. What was the question? Oh, what have I been up to? Nothing.
Unbelievable.
I just, when you just need to laugh for absolutely no reason. But for context, we were having a little chat before the podcast, and something's tickled me, and now I can't focus.
I almost started laughing as I was saying.
But on a oh Jesus Christ, professional lads. On a footballing note, no, not really anything because we're just sort of this is the first week back from the international break, and I watched my team lose, which was fun. Yeah, I think yours is a bit more exciting than mine because you went to you ticked your final ground, right? Yeah.
I've got one more in the league to do, but So since we last recorded, it's been like a while. I was in Cagliari in Italy.
Yeah. Of
I
course, yeah. Do you know what? I forgot about that. Yeah, of course. So the date of recording is the 28th of October. The last time we recorded was beginning of
sometime.
October, wasn't it? I think.
It
Almost.
was. I went on the 18th. It was,
Yeah, so it's
I
two.
believe, like the 16th or something
Yeah, so we're a
of
wee bit
October.
behind. But,
Yeah,
Anyway, sorry.
a little bit. But yeah, I went to Cagliari and did Cagliari versus Bologna. Got the ground ticked off. Nice place, by the way. If anyone does want to just go,
Yeah,
it's obviously sorry.
I said the pictures look nice, to be fair.
Yeah, it is nice. It was obviously hot in
Mm-hmm.
October as well. It was about high 20s most of the time, and
Mm-hmm.
was probably hot going into probably 10, 11 at night. So, yeah, nice place. If anyone wants to ever go, it's just bear in mind it is on Sardinia, the little island next to Italy. So it is quite remote, but it's a really nice place. It's pretty cheap as well. I think you can go out for like dinner for like 20, 30 euros and stuff. It's not bad at all. And the ground's quite good. It's a bit out of the city centre. I ended up just walking it, but it is probably 2.5 miles or so out of the city centre. So you're probably better off getting like a bus or something, or a
Mm-hmm.
taxi if you really want to go. But yeah, nice little ground. It's quite old school, so it's pretty like it's for just open stands. They've got one covered, big, like kind of covered stand, which I presume is like their main stand. I was in the one opposite that. It's just a very big, open, like tall stand. If you kind of Google it, you'll get an idea. There's one stand that's just massive that kind of just goes directly up. I was up there, really nice, and yeah, you know, good atmosphere. The fans are pretty passionate. They've got some interesting players as well. So like, Bologna are a miles better team is than that's the game I saw. Cagliari
Yeah.
Bologna, they're obviously miles better. Cagliari are like a pretty average 15th a season, but they've got like Yerry Mina, Belotti. They do have a couple of like actual decent players, but of course, like Belotti was injured when I went, so he wasn't there. But yeah, I saw Yerry Mina, and he had a stinker. He wasn't great, but yeah, it was good fun overall.
Yeah.
People like the kind of, I guess, ultras you'd call them were. They were going for it. They had some geezer like standing at the front of the stand with a drum who was like screaming out chants, and then they were all
Brilliant.
doing it like throughout pretty much the entire game. It was
Brilliant.
really good atmosphere, Italian football. So I did that, and then came back, and then pretty much immediately had Tottenham away. That was a
Yeah.
nightmare. The trains were broken.
I think you left at what? I mean, you left super early. You text me. It must have been about 7ish saying that you just got to Stratford. And I'm like, I was like, the game
It was
finished
awful.
ages
Yeah.
ago.
So it was basically like, long story short, it just happened on the exact line that we were going towards, like Southampton. It was just completely destroyed. So it took my mate left before me. It took him
Mm.
4.5 hours.
That's ridiculous.
because it was just so like broken, so many delays. I got somewhat lucky. Like mine wasn't too bad, but I
Mm.
did have to leave earlier just to compensate.
What time did
And
you actually get back in the end?
Maybe 8:45.
That's a long old day,
Something like that. Yeah, that's it's not supposed to be like normally. It's obviously not that bad.
Yeah.
The only annoyance is you have to go from Totton to Southampton and then Southampton
Oh.
to London. There's like no direct, despite them being like literally 5 minutes apart. There's
I hope
like
you spat at the stadium when you went past.
it's a terrible stadium. I can't even call it a stadium. It's a terrible ground.
I'm not even going to hold back on this. Southampton,
It's a
just a
horrible
terrible place.
Yeah, it's nasty.
You
Tottenham's
know,
okay, but Southampton, like 5 minutes down the road, yeah, it's horrible.
and I hope Southampton get relegated again. But yeah.
I mean, I can't see that happening, but yeah, you never know. We can hope. And it weren't great. Ground's terrible, and we lost 2-1. I mean, they're doing well. They're for anyone that kind of keeps up with that level. They only just got promoted from step 3, winning the playoff final, to step 2, and they're currently sitting in third.
That's
Like they've spent a fair bit of money and getting it up to a point where they can compete in the league, and it's working. To be fair,
it's about spending money right, isn't it?
Yeah.
If you spend it in the right places, you're going to see results, and obviously, it's working for them.
They've spent well. I mean, last season they had Charlie Austin in step 3,
Mm.
kind of one of these like last places before he retires, kind of things. But they're doing well. It was a long journey home after just losing as well. But
yeah, it's a bit disheartening, isn't it? But it is, it's the part of being a travelling fan, isn't it? You can't expect to win every game.
You do this. It's the second to last ground. The only one I need left to complete the league is Horsham, who I don't even know when we're playing them away. I think it's later in the season. So we'll see. I've not heard great things about that ground either, but
got to be
I'll
done,
see.
right?
Yeah, it's the last one I need until I've done every ground in the league until next season anyway. But that's the joys. You do it every year. So yeah, that was pretty much what I've been doing. Other than that, just catching up on some stuff. I think we'll go through what's been going on. So
yeah, I just want to quickly shout out the Mighty Jammers, top of the league again. We back.
I saw we lost to Felix though.
Yeah, don't worry about that. No, back to the top. And then the next game is Port Vale away, which is interesting because I think Port Vale are like almost bottom of their league right now.
They're in relegation of League One.
Not that. I mean, let's be honest, right? If they pull off a result here, incredible. I don't see it happening, but if you're gonna capitalize on a draw like this, now's a perfect time because Port Vale are struggling and Malden are flying at the moment. Obviously, different classes. I get that, but crazier things have happened. I mean, you look at the Grimsby Man United thing that happened. So
yeah,
who knows? That's the magic of the FA Cup.
Yeah, it's certainly doable.
I don't see it happening.
Yeah, bear in mind there is 6 league gap between the two.
It's a massive jump.
Like the gap between Port Vale and Malden is 2 leagues more than Grimsby and United. Yeah. It's like we put that into perspective. How obviously Malden are the step forward non-league. So realistically, yeah, I can't see it happening. But I genuinely think it could be one of those you see like a 6-7-0 kind of job, or it's going to be a surprise and it will end the end like 1-0. But
yeah, I think the only way I ever see them actually winning is they dig deep and just hope for an opportunity. The way I would envision it is if you can frustrate them enough, then maybe get a counter-attack. That's the only way. You're not going to beat them man for man. There's no way.
Oh God, no.
The quality is just too much. But
no chance.
I don't care, mate. Sit 11 behind the ball and just hope for a counter. We'll see. But exciting for the club and for the team. It's a big step to go to a League One team.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Exciting. But yeah, I just wanted
good for the fans. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah. I think there's a coach trip for.
Oh yeah, I'd imagine there would be.
That's a long old trek,
coach up to Stoke.
But
Fair enough. Yeah,
yeah,
I think it's certainly. To be fair, if I was a Malden fan, I'd be there 100%. So
yeah, of
like,
course.
it's yeah, fair enough for them. I take it that's like your TV watch.
Yes, me and
Yeah,
my father are going to be sat watching it on I think Sunday, is it? So, um, we'll see. Which is cool for both Chelmsford. Just a note on that, actually, for both the Chelmsford and the Malden games, for us anyway, to be picked. Obviously, you'll be going to the Chelsea game, but
yeah.
for it to be picked onto TV is really, really cool to see the lower teams be picked. I think that's really, really cool. It's going to expose a lot of people to seeing how they play, and because you might just flick it on and go, "Oh, let's check out what Chelmsford are doing." You know, you might not care, but you'll flick it on and go, "Oh." Do you know what I mean? It's yeah. I think it's
I think it'd be quite popular among kind of non-league people that know
very much so.
non-league who are watching it because it's like Essex Derby.
Yeah,
It's quite a big game. We've actually had the stadium extended slightly, so they've had a temporary stand put in to have.
I
There's maybe about
saw.
500 is the projected amount more
Yeah,
tickets available, just
yeah,
because they sold out in 11 minutes.
which is
So
mad.
yeah, it's crazy for that level. Yeah, I do want to moan actually quickly. They messed up. So the season ticket holders got priority, and then kind of regular fans got kind of second priority. So I don't know. I'm not a season ticket holder, but I go near enough every game. I probably should have a season ticket.
Yeah,
Really,
I
but
do wonder why you don't.
it's because I don't end. I do more away than I do home. Because
Mm,
I've
yeah,
seen us in this league for so many years that I'm really bored of watching us play teams like Chippenham every single season at home. It's
and the
just like
stadium stinks.
yeah, it's terrible, terrible ground. It's top three worst in the league, 100%.
That's why I don't go.
Um,
Genuinely, that's the exact reason I don't like to go. Is because the stadium stinks.
it is bad ground. It's just one of them that if you go beyond the goals, I think it's bearable because you kind of
Atmosphere's good.
yeah, especially this season where you're getting like 1.5k average now.
Yeah.
It's,
Oh yeah, yeah. They've come on. I mean, the owner's done a cracking job.
yeah, oh god, yeah,
Fairness.
yeah.
Compared to the old one. So, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going. That's a whole nother rant I could go into for a long time about how bad the club was at one point
Well,
financially. But
yeah, yeah.
it's yeah. So yeah, I will be there. I got my ticket in Italy. We got a text through from the club saying, due to I don't know, the spiel. It's like due to you being a loyal fan here,
Yeah.
you've got a slot to get the tickets, and of course it didn't work. Never does. The season ticket one didn't work at all.
Good.
The link did not work. So
Good.
everyone was just carnage. And then they finally fixed that and said, right, it should be good going forward. And then they did the regular fan one a few days later. And then, of course, that didn't work. And they gave everyone
Good.
under 18 tickets.
Brilliant.
So, yeah, so that finally got sorted whilst I was in the airport and managed to get the ticket for that. So I will be
That's all that
there.
matters, isn't it?
Yeah, ultimately they sorted it quickly. Everyone in spoons in the morning, and then everyone's heading to the ground early because it's a 12 o'clock kickoff, which I quite like actually.
Yeah,
Everyone
that's decent.
to the ground. There's going to be flares. A load of people have got like claret coloured balloons and confetti that are going to get like launched around. So yeah, it's going to be good, and I'm sure the
I'll be there.
Braintree lot will probably do the same.
Yeah.
So looking forward to it. But
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I haven't kept up too much with what's been going on, sort of top level wise.
Not a lot.
A few results, yeah. I haven't seen a huge amount, so we'll start on the Friday and just go through. So obviously West Ham Leeds. My mate was actually
Yeah.
there. He went to
It,
Leeds, and yeah, West Ham stink.
mate, honestly, if you could give awards for the smelliest team, they probably will win. They I don't know what the hell is going on. They stink.
They are really bad. I think genuinely, I think they actually might be worse than Wolves. But I think if you look at Wolves' games, a lot of them are quite
Yeah,
close. Like
I don't.
they're not getting like smashed.
Oh yeah, yeah. I don't hate that. I don't hate that shout
Uh,
actually.
West Ham in every single game just look outdone. I mean, my mate was there and he was
Yeah,
like messaging the group chat. He was like, "It's 20 minutes, we're 2-0 down, and we just don't look like doing anything." Like,
they just. I tell you what, Bowen needs to get out. That's a sinking ship.
Yeah,
They
I
need to
guess. I
be
think if they go
careful.
down, yeah, 100%, they'll lose
Oh,
half the team. But
it's likely. Genuinely, the performances they put in right now, it's likely. Really is.
yeah, my mate said that. He said, "I think this
Yeah.
actually might be the year we go down."
Yeah.
He saw them go down before when they last went
Yeah. Yeah.
down
Yeah.
as well. And he's
It's
like, "I
it's
think
highly
this
possible.
is." He said they look worse than they did.
It's,
That's when they actually went down last. He said they're terrible. It's
it's
only like
shocking.
because Wolves are so bad. But again, looking at kind of Wolves' recent results, they're either losing generally by like one goal or they're drawing. They're not like
Yeah.
ever getting battered. So I think Wolves can potentially pick it up a little bit. But yeah, West Ham absolutely stink.
Yeah.
Going into Saturday, Chelsea 1, Sunderland 2. Speaking of stink, Chelsea have fallen off a little bit. It's going into ninth. I don't know
I just
what's
think
gone wrong.
they can't not get a red card.
Yeah,
That's
they
their
do.
problem.
They do like to get a red card. Funnily enough, they didn't actually get one.
I think
But
my mate at work's a Chelsea fan. I think it was 4 in 4 that they got red cards, which is
yeah,
appalling. Like,
yeah, it's not good.
I think Maresca's got a problem that he's just not solving, and I think because I think I said this ages ago. The problem with a young squad is you've not got much experience in there, so there's not much discipline, and obviously that's been proven since they were 4 and 4 for red cards, and it's showing in their results now.
Yeah, they are dropping points too
Yeah,
frequently. Whereas
yeah,
last
absolutely,
season they looked realistic, like them and Arsenal were probably the teams that
yeah.
would
Well, they were
challenge.
top, weren't they? They were
Yeah, 1 point.
Christmas, 1 point before Liverpool, wasn't it? And then they just
Yeah, they fell off
yeah,
really hard, and they just haven't really recovered. I know they won the Club World Cup in pre-season, which is something, but they
yes.
just haven't really recovered. This is
No,
also the best start since 2000, I believe, for Sunderland.
wow. Yeah,
So,
I like Sunderland. I
yeah,
like them.
it's a bit of an underdog story. They're fourth currently. You kind of hope they'll stay there. They'll fall off, I'm
Of course
sure,
they will.
but it's
Yeah,
quite nice to see them where they are, having just come up.
yeah, and I mean the thing is as well, people will say they have thrown a lot of money at the squad.
Oh yeah,
So
100%. They've spent
there's
a lot of money.
it's not as if they've come up with their championship squad and just gone,
No, no,
let's do
no.
the business. But what I will say is that's testament to the board, and they've said, look, we're going to get into the Prem. They did it through playoffs, wasn't it? They did
Yeah,
it. Now they're going to hold on to it. So they've put the money where it needs to go, and now they're competing with the top dogs. So in my eyes, that's how you do it properly. That's how you spend the money properly, because now they're competing and they're beating teams like Chelsea. So
yeah.
fair play to them.
Well, like Nottingham did a similar thing when they spent a lot of money and it
Yeah,
almost didn't work for them. So time will tell. But
definitely.
yeah, I'm
Still early,
interested to
isn't it?
see. And it makes results like the teams that have actually beaten Sunderland is United, and that's it,
Yeah,
maybe.
I think so. I think
So,
they,
Burnley beat them. So Burnley and United are the only two teams that have actually beat them.
yeah,
No one
that's
else
credit.
has managed it. Yeah, which fair enough. They're doing really well.
Yeah,
And
it's just if they can hold on.
yeah, I think they'll fall off, but it's quite nice to see. Newcastle 2, Fulham 1. Going to be honest, I didn't look at any of this, so I don't know
I
sort of
think
how they looked.
Newcastle look okay. Defensively, they're fine. Obviously, they're letting in a few goals, but I think the problem with Newcastle is that Voltemada just doesn't get the service. I think Gordon hasn't been fantastic. Barnes doesn't really seem to want to work this season, and the Alanga signing looked good, but just hasn't really kicked on. So I think they struggle with creativity. If they can get that sorted, we're
Yeah.
talking Champions
Well,
League Newcastle.
God, yeah, they're a strong side. They're a strong side,
Their
but
midfield is where I think they sort of helps them in a sense. Their forwards. I mean, Voltemada's hit the ground running. Fair play to him; he's done really, really well. And if it wasn't for the midfield, I feel like they might struggle a bit. But they're
yeah,
doing okay.
midfield.
You know,
Gimaraj,
yeah,
Tonali, and
yeah.
you've got a couple options: Miley, Joe Linton. There's
hmm
a few options you can have there. So yeah, we'll see. I don't know where they're currently sitting. I do think they're still kind of down there at a minute. Yeah, 12th. They'll be all right.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah. Of
sure.
course they will.
They're just
Yeah,
not scoring enough. They've only scored 9 goals
yeah.
all season.
That'll be fun.
Yeah. Then Manchester United 4, Brighton 2. United on a bit of a resurgence. They've won 4 of the last 5. Actually look
Hmm.
quite good at the moment. First 20 minutes or so, it was very, very even. And then
Hmm.
United kind of just walked away with it for a
Yeah,
while. They almost came back, to be fair to Brighton. They did almost, but then United got the fourth late on and it's killed it.
yeah, yeah.
I'm not sure necessarily why. I was thinking about like why, because United over the last 6 games or so have looked a lot better. Obviously,
Hmm.
winning at Anfield, they beat Chelsea, just beat Brighton now, beat Sunderland, who on a regular day on paper you'd think, yeah, that's a pretty standard result, but obviously as we've seen this season, it's
Man
not.
United's track record.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They're prone to losing games like this, especially Brighton as well.
Hmm.
Brighton are a team prone to beating United, but I think part of it genuinely is Lamens in goal. Looks
Yes.
really
Yeah, yeah,
solid.
yeah. Yeah, he does
I,
look good.
I think he commands just a lot more out of the defence than Onana did. There's a lot more confidence there
Well,
if you're
he's.
standing in front of him.
Hmm. Yeah,
Like,
no, definitely. I mean, he's better than Bayendier by a long shot, and he's definitely better than
oh
Butterhands.
yeah, yeah.
So
Onana, like, it's
I don't get it.
terrible.
He was incredible for Inter, you know, and then he comes he comes to Man United, and he just. I reckon they just lave his gloves in butter because the bloke couldn't catch a cold.
Yeah,
Like he's
I don't know what went wrong for him. I think just a
no,
confidence. Maybe he never settled fully
maybe
into the league. I don't
yeah,
know. Another player that looked really good that hasn't necessarily been a huge amount of kind of action over the last few months is Luke Shaw. Actually
okay,
had really solid game by the
yeah,
looks of it. I didn't watch the full thing. I watched the first because this was when I was coming back
hmm
from Tottenham, so I couldn't really watch it. I didn't have great signal at like Southampton Central, so I kind of just had it on and off. But he looked good, to be fair. Really
yeah,
good passing. I think he had like 31 out of 35 passes pulled off well, and that's not just like sideways. That's like actual
forward
progressive
passes,
passes. Yeah,
yeah,
some good passes into the final third, accurate long passes as well. Played really well. I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, he might have got an assist, but yes, he did. Got an assist on Casemiro's goal. But yeah, it's interesting. I don't know why they've suddenly come into form. I still don't think the system works
hmm
necessarily, but well, I mean, clearly something's working because they are picking up results. And
Well, yeah. I mean, I still think Amram needs to go, but I mean, I think the problem might be is that because he's now getting the results, he's got a bit of credit in the bank, and whether he can turn it into continuous results is
yeah,
the
we'll see.
test. So we'll see. But I mean, no fair. I mean, I hate giving them props, but fair enough. Like to sort of seemingly turn it around. I think it's the first time he's won back-to-back games in the Premier League. You know,
Yeah,
something's happened, and fair play. 4-2 is a good result, so we'll see. And beating Liverpool at Anfield is an incredible result. So um,
yeah. Fair play.
fair play.
We'll keep sort of looking at how they go about. I'm sure they'll crumble at some stage. But
I hope so.
and then speaking of Liverpool, Brentford
Oh
3, Liverpool 2. Liverpool haven't won a game in the Premier League in some time now since Everton.
yeah,
20th of September was their last league win. They've
they
now
stink,
lost.
mate.
Yeah, they. I thought, you know what, like they played Frankfurt in the Champions League and absolutely demolished them. I
Yeah,
thought, okay, well, clearly, like Liverpool have kind of had that kind of kick up the backside. Now they're
yeah.
probably going to come back, and then they just didn't look good again. It might be a little bit controversial, but I don't like Marmadashvili.
No, he's bad.
I think Kelleher was a better second
Completely agree.
keeper than Marmadashvili, and
Yeah,
obviously they've just lost to him.
100%.
So
I completely agree with that. Definitely. I don't. I just. I don't understand it. I mean, Kirk has actually had a good game for a change because I remember last time we recorded, I think I slated him because he was bad. He had a good game, but they just
he
look
scored, didn't he?
discombobulated. Yeah, he did. Yeah. They look defensively. They look shocking. Canate his head's in Madrid.
I've
They
never
don't.
actually rated Konate, to be honest.
Yeah, he had a good season, and then everyone just went on about him like he was, you know, the next best thing. But I'm not being funny. Anyone next to Van Dijk can be made look good, right?
Joe Gomez.
Well, yeah. Actually, I take that back.
Nearly everyone.
Yeah, almost everyone other than Joe Gomez. I don't know, mate. I think they don't have a defensive midfielder really that they play a lot. I mean, their starting lineup, they started with Jones and Soboslai in the midfield. Where's the protection?
It's quite offensive. I mean, they haven't got. Is what's his name? Gravenbach, is he injured?
I think so. Yeah.
Oh yeah. To be fair, I've just looked. Their injury list is massive. They actually have a lot of injuries. So Allison, I can never pronounce the name. That Bacecic guy.
Oh yeah.
Some youth player Chambers, Frimpong, Gravenbach, Isak, Leone, and Scanlon are all injured. So they got a fair few out.
I'm gonna say something, and I'm gonna say it with chest. And I feel, don't get me wrong, I'm not being hypocrite because I think the same about City. They just threw 400 million at the squad and they're moaning about injuries. Why? You've spent the money in the wrong places. Then you've got no backup for anyone. You just spend 100.
Yeah, need a midfielder,
and he's just he's
bad. Taking it off. I don't know about bad. He's obviously
but he's
a phenomenal player, but
bad,
just not
he's
doing
not done
well.
Anything this season. Isak looks. I mean, I'm glad Isak's doing bad because.
Yeah, I mean, he's been injured for a bit.
Salah's signed his new contract, so he's on the beach. You know,
he scored, didn't he, against Brentford? Sure, he did. Yeah, he did.
But let's be honest, he's not Salah, is he? Let's be honest, he's been bad.
But you used to play a score 30 a season.
Yeah, but he's on the beach. He does it all the time, doesn't he? Every time he's ready for a contract renewal, he plays like out of his mind, and he's the best player on the planet. As soon as he's started to put pen to paper, he's like, lads, I'm on like 400k a week. I'm off. I'll see you in a bit. I'll just coast. I don't know, mate. I don't know what's wrong with him. I think Slot's a big baby, and you see his interview. He's moaning about people changing their squad against him. I'm like,
oh yeah. To be fair, every manager does that. I've heard that from so many.
But we have to give Keith Andrews. Sorry, we have to give him his flowers because he has done a brilliant job at Brentford. We can talk all we want about Liverpool not being up to scratch, but what he's done with Brentford, everyone said after Frank left, they're gone. Right, they're going to go downhill. They lost all their good players. He lost their captain, but mate, they look good. They really do, and I think that's credit to the former set piece coach is now the head of the team, and I think you got to give him credit.
Yeah. So long may Liverpool's decline continue, but something tells me they will kick back in at some stage.
But we'll see. Hopefully not, but we'll see.
I hope not. But Arsenal 1, Crystal Palace 0. Routine for Arsenal. Boring. I think, nothing really happened. Arsenal just kind of controlled most of the game. Yeah, that's what they're good at. I think, genuinely, Arsenal, I know we slated them earlier in the season saying they have to win like big games if they want to win the league. They've only conceded 3 goals in the entire league. They're pretty comfortably up there. Maybe they might prove us wrong. They have been obviously prone to bottling it, but they do look like really solid. They look like a hard team to beat.
All I will say is the season they spent 200 and something days at the top and still managed to lose.
Yeah, so, they are prone to
for me,
falling apart.
I don't like Arsenal. Right, I'm not gonna pretend like I do because I don't. But I give them credit when credit's due. I don't believe they'll win the league until they actually win it. And I know that sounds really stupid, but they've been in this position before and they've still managed to fluff it. So if they do it, fair play. Props. But it's Arsenal. And it sounds awful, but there's no proof.
They're prone bottlers. have obviously done this before. They're currently 4 points clear
Yeah,
of Bournemouth in second, who I would imagine
nuts.
will fall off as well. So I don't know. I struggle to look past them initially. Liverpool 100%, but they've obviously just had an absolute collapse the last 5 or 6 games.
Yeah,
So they for me, I think in this sort of level, I think if you drop this many points in a row, I think you struggle to come
I
back.
agree. I agree.
Top four, yeah, 100%. I think they still
Yeah,
get like up there, but I
I
can't
don't
see it
think
winning.
it's. No, I was just about to say I don't think it's a outrageous thing to say that they might not be in the title race
Yeah, I
based
don't
on
think so now. I think I can't
how
see
everyone.
Arsenal dropping that many points consecutively.
No, well, yeah, I think. I mean, but then crazier things have happened, right? So we're still relatively early in the season, so um,
Yeah,
nine
so
games
who
played,
knows?
isn't it? So
Yeah.
uh, we'll see.
Have Arsenal lost yet?
Yes, they lost to Liverpool.
Oh yeah, 1-0 at Anfield, wasn't it?
Yeah,
That's it. That's it.
from a
They
set
haven't.
piece, oddly enough.
Yeah, they drew with you guys, and they've won
Mm.
every other game. So, yeah, fair enough. They do look good. I didn't. Obviously, you were watching this. Aston Villa, Man City.
Oh,
Aston Villa 1, Man City 0. It don't look like a lot happened.
although Aston Villa played us off the park again at Villa Park, we just, I don't even
Matty
know.
Cash.
But, yeah, it just. I mean, look, I'm not going to sit here and cry about it. Fair play to Villa. I think they played extremely well. It was a bit of a boring game. Great goal from Matty Cash, though. Like, incredible, a weak foot outside the box. Brilliant goal. It's defensively, again, for City. It's ridiculous that. And I say I'm not going to moan. I am going to moan. Nico Gonzalez come off injured against Valencia, and obviously so he didn't start. Now we don't have a defensive midfielder because obviously Rodri's out. So without Nico
Yeah.
Gonzalez, we were playing Tijani Reinders as a defensive midfielder, which
Oh,
is
yeah.
you
No,
might as well play Calvin Phillips.
I'm
Like
not a fan of that.
it ain't
Yeah.
good. I think Savinho we should have let him go. 70 million Tottenham offered for us,
Yeah,
and
I
we said
don't
no.
like Savinho.
I just don't get it. I think like Alvarez we sent to Atletico for 70 mil, and he didn't really want to go. Like it wasn't like he was pushing it. Savinho was pushing to leave, and we'd be like, no, we want to keep him. I'd have rather kept Alvarez personally. Savinho for 70 mil to Tottenham, let him have it. I don't care.
Yeah,
It's
that's
just part of
good,
the
to
scrap.
be fair. I'd have taken it.
100%. And I think without, and it's scary that without Haaland, we're done for. I mean, obviously he didn't score, but it looks rough.
Yeah, that's the problem. You don't have anyone else scoring.
No,
That's
no,
the thing.
no. Our next top scorer is own goals, by the way, just to point out.
Yeah, that's the thing. If he has a rough spell of like 3 games without a
Yeah.
goal, then you don't score.
But I don't know why Marmoush isn't starting. Maybe he's still injured, maybe he's recovering, I don't know. But he's back on the bench. And Ryan Cherky, why is he not starting? He's back from injury. But last thing I want to say is I want to give a massive shout out to and in my opinion, a very underrated player is Matthias Nunes at right back. He has been brilliant. He's not a defender, but he's our starting right back now. And I didn't like it. But now I think I do think he's really underrated. I really do. I quite like him. I think he's playing really, really well.
I
But
don't know enough about him, to be honest, to really comment. I
he's
haven't really paid attention to him.
yeah, I think he's obviously not a right back.
No, no.
Fair play to him. I think he's done really well. But yeah,
Came from Wolves, didn't he?
yeah.
You got him, yeah. Don't know enough
Yeah.
about him, to be honest.
No, I didn't really, and he had a rough start, but now for some reason he's starting at right back. He just seems to. I think he's underrated personally, but
yeah, I might have to watch him at some point and get an idea of
me
what he's
too.
like. But
So,
yeah, not the greatest performance. Villa is starting to pick up some wins.
yeah,
Now
I think
they're
Emery's
coming
like giving him a kick up the arse and
back.
gone, right,
Yeah, he's
come
kind
on,
of
lads,
shaking them a bit and felt right.
sort it out.
Got to sort this out.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, Bournemouth 2, Nottingham 0. Nottingham obviously woes continue.
Yeah.
The Bournemouth look really good. They look really organised. I
Yeah,
don't think this was the most exciteful game. Bournemouth kind of just scored two in first half, killed the game off. That was
they
about
got
it.
quality. I
Yeah,
really, really like them, and I could see them getting Europe this season. Not saying Champions League, but
yeah,
I
in some
think they'll
fashion.
finish top seven.
I think it's
I
certainly
really
up.
do.
I think it's certainly doable. It's very close. Like they're only 3 points above Villa in eighth, so it
Yeah,
is quite close. Like a couple of bad performances, and they could find themselves like ninth, 10th. So
yeah, of course. And it's credit to Iriola, isn't it? Really, I think he's done amazingly, and I
yeah,
think
it's very good,
he likes
very
the
good.
project. And yeah, fair
The
play to him.
next couple of games are rough though. They've got obviously Etihad next, and then Villa
I can see
Park
them winning that.
after that. Don't know, maybe a point, but
I
can't see him.
genuinely,
Can't see
I
him
say that
winning.
now, and I mean that's just maybe just me coping, but I can see it happening.
Yeah, possibly, but we shall see. We'll go more into sort of Nottingham in a bit, but
Mhm.
yeah, they look terrible. Wolves 2, Burnley 3.
Speaking of terrible teams,
Yeah, no, Wolves. I think they're a team that have been kind of looking like they're going to go down for a couple of years now, and
yeah, they've been
I think
teetering.
this is probably it for them.
It has to
They
be right.
2 points. They
That is dreadful from 9 games.
Yeah, considering like they were once upon a time Europa League quarterfinalists under
Yeah,
Nuno, they were finishing like regularly, kind of top seven
yeah,
to kind of upper half of the table, and now for the last couple of seasons they've been really bad. I
yeah.
think it's just they're in decline. To be honest, I think the best thing for them might just be a reset. Just go down, get the parachute payments, kind of offload bunch of players, start
Hmm.
again.
Yeah,
Might be the best thing for them because they look bad. But again, like they're not getting battered in any of these games. I genuinely, and it is a bit controversial, but I stand with it that I genuinely think on the pitch they look better than West Ham do. I really do believe that.
yeah.
I just think they just haven't got that
I can
finishing
see it.
piece.
Yeah, yeah, I could. Yeah, I think. Yeah, maybe you're right. West Ham are just terrible. Wolves are also terrible, but at least they've got a little bit of quality in there. I mean, they must do because they're scoring some goals, right?
Yeah,
Whereas sometimes West Ham just roll over and lose 2-0.
yeah,
So,
that's the thing. Like West Ham look like they just haven't got a hope
yeah.
in any of these games. Whereas, like, Wolves are picking up. They drew with Tottenham away. They drew with Brighton. They only lost by 1 goal to Burnley at home. It's not a good result by any stretch, but it's
Mhm.
still something. They only lost 1 goal to Newcastle and Everton. They beat Everton in the EFL Cup. So there is some sort of life. They did actually beat West Ham as well in the EFL
Yeah,
Cup
they
too.
did.
I think the
Yeah.
only game where they got really battered was they played you first game, didn't they? They
Oh,
got
yeah, it was
absolutely smashed.
steaming.
I think that was like the only game. But other than that, I don't think they're genuinely. It's going to sound weird, but I don't actually think they're as bad as their
They,
results are looking.
yeah.
I think they're missing a few pieces, and like
Well,
there's the
they've had
yeah, go
rough
on.
fixtures as well, haven't they? I was just going to say, like,
Yeah, they've had some hard games.
so.
Going in. I mean, losing to Burnley at home is obviously one that is a bit of a shocker. That shouldn't be happening,
Mhm.
regardless of where you are. But I am interested to kind of keep up. Maybe they need a bit of a January just to get some people in, but
Yeah.
they're lacking something. But we'll obviously see how they get on. And
Mhm.
then finally, I don't believe there was a game yesterday. No, there wasn't. So it was Everton
Everton
nil,
Spurs.
Tottenham 3. They don't look. Everton is just a weird one. They look good in one game and then terrible the next. They're just a bit too inconsistent for my liking.
Yeah.
They can't seem to. They've lost their last two. Then beat. Obviously, they were the team that beat Palace. Then they drew with West Ham, and then a couple of losses again. They're just a bit too inconsistent. I don't. It might just be a Moyes thing, but
They shouldn't be
in,
losing at home.
not 3-0. No.
No.
Statistically, the game looked pretty dull. Everton, to be fair, looked in control. Saw a lot of people moaning on Twitter as well, saying, moaning about Grealish. I don't
People
know what.
moaning on Twitter? Never.
Yeah, obviously it comes with the comes with the game, but a lot of people moaning about Grealish over the last couple of games. I don't know what's been going because I don't particularly watch Everton,
No.
but I don't know if he's been great over the last couple. He had a good start, but
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I don't know. A lot of people saying like they'd rather have had like potentially a couple of players rather than
I
someone
mean,
like Grealish who's on a lot of money.
my defence to that is that, I mean, other than Everton being a massive club and historical, who do you think you're going to get? What kind of poll do you think you've got sitting in like 16th? I don't understand. Like, you take what you can get. Your owner stinks, and you've got Beto up front. Like, I like Everton, and I'm not trying to slate them, but who? Would you want to go and start the next Ronaldo or something? I don't know. Like,
You like
Grealish isn't a
Everton as
bad
a
player.
City fan? I'm surprised about that.
No, I like. Well, I only like. I don't. I don't mind them, and I think it's because my stepdad supports them. So it's kind
Yeah.
of, I don't hate them. I hate if I was going to pick a Scouse team that I hate, it'd be Liverpool. But yeah, I don't understand that mentality. Really, I just if you were knocking on the door of Europe and then maybe moan and go, yeah, okay, we probably could have got someone better. But I think I don't know. Maybe I'm just being critical, but
Possibly, don't know, but yeah, they don't look amazing.
no.
But that's the results, and that actually leads us on to something. I've got a few kind of news pieces that I want to talk about. One of these isn't a news piece. I just really want to quickly go over what the hell is going on with Tottenham fans. So
Oh no.
there seems to be like a civil war going on with Tottenham fans, where half the fan, but despite them being third or whatever, and
Yeah.
looking all right, they don't look bad. Half the fan base wants Thomas Frank gone, and I keep seeing this everywhere where there seems to be like
Ridiculous.
some civil war going on between half the fan base wants him out, and the other half fan base are like, "What are you talking about? Why though?"
Bruv,
Because
you finished 17th last
yeah,
season.
yeah,
What do you mean?
I understand that Andrew's fun, and
Yeah.
his style was very fun, right? He was
Great
just kind of going,
personality.
yeah,
Brilliant.
but you were 17th with like 38 points. Yes, Thomas Frank's start is boring. It is very boring,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it clearly it's not doing too badly for you.
You want trophies, right? Surely. You want to be competing for the league, not, oh, let's play 2 at the back and 7 up front and hope we don't get scored against. Like, what do you want? That's
Yeah,
nuts to me.
yeah. I just keep seeing it, and then there's just massive. I'm seeing it all over the place. Just arguments going on between their own fan base because
Yeah,
half of
that's
them don't like
ridiculous.
Frank and want him out,
That's
despite
nuts.
them being third 9 games in, looking pretty strong. I mean, looking at the results, they lost to Villa at home, not great, but you just beat Everton, they beat Leeds. Obviously, I don't think they've lost in Champions League yet. They
No.
drew with Monaco. Okay, yeah, the Champions League results ain't great. I'll give them that, but like in the league, you're clearly doing well. You beat West Ham 3-0, beat Man City. Like you're not
Yeah.
doing bad. You
No,
only lost
absolutely
like to Bournemouth by a goal, who are currently sitting in second. So
not. Yeah, you've lost Bournemouth and Villa. Like, it's
it's
fine.
like I understand it's boring and his style isn't fun like you used to, but come on, the results clearly are there. So
Yeah, grow
just
up, innit?
give him a bit of time.
Get over yourself, lads.
But I just wanted to moan about that because I just kept seeing it
Yeah,
everywhere
that's
that
that's annoying.
their fans were just for whatever reason just not having it at all. So
It's like you probably find that some of them are like, "Oh, I want Levy gone. He's gone. Oh, I want him back now." Oh, shut up, mate.
yeah, I mean, I said it during the episode we spoke about it. I don't
Yeah.
actually think Levy was ever as bad as Tottenham
Nah.
fans made out, but
Yeah.
that's obviously go watch that one if you want like full thoughts on that.
Mm.
But yeah, that one it just annoyed me constantly seeing it. But
Yeah.
what else did I see? Oh yeah,
don't know.
so Birmingham. This one's actually quite interesting, and it didn't make any sense to me until I kind of thought about it. So Birmingham City have just unveiled some plans to. They've locked in plans to build a new stadium with a 62,000 capacity.
Why?
So there's a reason for it, and it makes sense. So think of the success that Tottenham have had with NFL.
Yeah.
Who part owns Birmingham?
Oh, is it the same group?
No. Probably the greatest NFL player to ever do it. Tom
Um,
Brady is a part
yeah.
owner of Birmingham. I think it does actually make sense to want to go into the NFL bracket. If you can host NFL games, then that's a hell of a lot of money.
That's ridiculous.
So, yeah, so there's plans. I saw it and I thought, okay, I'll have a read into that. But there's supposed plans. It does look quite nice, actually. They've got like a concept for what they kind of want it to look like. So it's going to be supposedly a chimney stadium. Google it if you don't know what that means. You can find sort of pictures of that. It's easier than me trying to sit here and kind of explain what it looks like. But they want to do this in a bid to kind of get NFL games, get into the potential kind of World Cup. Euros, hosting games in that sort of realm. So I think it's fine. The second biggest city in the UK.
Yeah, but that's all well and good. But you're going to upgrade the stadium to 60k when your average attendance is like 20 something. That's just going to make the club look ridiculous. Like, what are you doing? Like, I get it, right? From a commercial point of view, fine, but I've just had a look because obviously I'm not a Birmingham City fan. I ain't got a clue. But their average attendance for League One is decent. It's 26k, right, so far.
They're not in League One. They're in Championship. You might be looking at last season, yeah.
No, because it specifically says here 23-24. They're in the Championship. They've got 21k.
Yeah, they got relegated. We're in 25-26.
We are.
They okay, won League One last season.
Yeah, no. Anyway, the point is they're around 26. I would say probably not much different, right? So high 20s average attendance. Let's just say.
Yeah.
Bumping that up to 60 is just ridiculous.
Oh yeah, no, of course. Like
for the football club, just take away anything else. For the fans to bump the stadium up that much is nuts. That's crazy. I get why, and it would be good for the North. Because obviously NFL goes to Tottenham. If you're a Northerner, it's difficult to get.
Midlands, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's difficult to get down to London, isn't it? 'Cause it's expensive, and obviously the tickets will be expensive anyway. So doing all that, it's a lot of money. If it's more accessible, because if it's in Birmingham, you are going to have people travelling from Manchester, Liverpool, etc. It's closer to them. Right, I get that, but from a footballing perspective, that's going to look ridiculous.
Yeah, you are going to have like an MK Dons where you've got 75% of the ground empty. But Tom Brady did comment on it as well. So it will host a regular season NFL game. Is essentially the game, the aim of what they want to do. So they do it obviously 1 week in the season. They'll do a game in Wembley, another week in Tottenham, whatever. They essentially want it to be that, but Tom Brady has commented saying that eventually the ultimate goal is to potentially host a Super Bowl there one day. So obviously they're thinking long term here. I don't think this is something that's obviously going to be like, it's not going to be done next season or anything like that. The cost of it as well, Jesus. So $3 billion is the estimated that it's going to cost to do.
That's nuts, man.
Yeah.
What's that all about? That's incredible.
So basically the chimney style, of reading the article, it does actually explain it, so I can give you a bit because it is a bit of a weird thing. Birmingham as a city, if you're not from like the area or don't know like the history, I guess, is synonymous with like chimneys. So it basically had the tallest chimney in the world for a long time, and as obviously Birmingham as a city is synonymous with like industrial and things like that had a lot of chimneys. So it's a kind of a nod to the city more than anything. and the stadium is supposedly supposed to have little nods to Peaky Blinders as well, which is obviously set in Birmingham too. So you know what, I quite like the idea. It's obviously one for years down the line. This isn't going to be like
I'll
now,
I'll form my opinion when I know what Danny G thinks. So
but
as soon as I find out what Danny G thinks, I'll let you know what I think, because
yeah,
he's my
they were.
go-to correspondent in Birmingham. You know, if you don't know, Google Danny G. And you know, sorry, I know that's completely unrelated, but I don't know.
I quite like the idea, but we shall see
Absolutely.
how it goes on. And then probably the other big one. There are some like little news that I can rattle off. So like Son going to Milan potentially. Due to wanting to kind of build fitness for the World Cup. His contract's running out with MLS. So that's something we could see. I'm surprised he went to the MLS. I think he's still good enough to play in Europe. But I
Yeah.
think he just wants to build fitness for the World Cup next summer, and then potentially call it a day because he is coming up to 44. 44? Jeez, 34.
Excuse me.
Yeah, he's ancient. No, 34.
Jeez.
So yeah, there's that happening. And then the other one I did want to touch upon was something I wanted to talk about this last episode or the one before, but I could dedicate a little bit more time. Is Celtic? Brendan Rodgers has left pretty much, like, he's handed his resignation in pretty much with immediate effect.
Yeah.
They currently, as of right now, sit second in the league, 8 points behind first.
Which is
Hearts. Yeah,
man.
Hearts. Very
It's sick.
interesting. I hope, because this is the first time, potentially, obviously there's still a long way to go, but potentially this is the first time since Alex Ferguson,
Yeah.
at Aberdeen, won the league that wasn't Celtic or Rangers.
You want to talk about a Farmers League?
Yes, Celtic and Rangers have had a chokehold on that league for so long.
Yeah.
Rangers, obviously, they're doing a little bit better now. Russell Martin's gone.
It was terrible.
Celtic, oh God, it was awful. Yeah, they were absolutely shocking. And Celtic haven't had the best start, but from the kind of main reaction I've seen to this is that people, more shock. People thought, yeah, we haven't had a good start, but we've won the league the past like 3 or 4 years straight.
Yeah.
You know, we thought he'd see out his contract, but no, he has quit pretty much on the spot. Results, he was very outspoken as well about not being backed in the summer.
Yeah.
Hasn't got the squad he wanted. And it's obviously there's been a falling out and he's gone. So fingers crossed, please, Heart.
Please fall apart.
I speak to out of anybody who doesn't support Celtic and Rangers, we are probably all united in please, Heart.
Yeah,
absolutely. Just please. But yeah, that's something I saw and kind of wanted to briefly mention. But I still I think Celtic will still win the league. I'm not going to lie. But we'll see. The favourite currently is Kieran McKenna to go and take the job. So
from Ipswich.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So we'll see if that ends up happening.
I'll see if Ed Sheeran approves of that.
I'm surprised. Oh yeah, I forgot he's part owner now, isn't he, or something?
Yeah, something like that.
He's got his own shirt number and stuff, and it's a bit tragic. But when you're Ed Sheeran, you can't do what you want. But it was him. Or I'm surprised they haven't potentially gone back to Ange, but that's
reunion.
Obviously. Yeah, but that's something we will obviously next episode. I reckon they might have someone in place, so we'll see. But yeah, that's all kind of from me. Obviously, we have the kind of main bit we can go over and Nottingham.
Yeah.
So I'll let you. Yeah, I'll let you take over.
I'm an international hater, mate. Honestly, it's like my bread and butter. I absolutely adore just ripping into people when they do terrible. And Forest, I'm so glad because their fans last season, we got history. We won the European Cup. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, where are you now, mate? Like, come off it. You've had by far one of the worst decisions. Now, I want to say this. I don't actually blame Forest fans because it's horrible when you've got a terrible owner because Mr. Marinakis is an idiot.
He's a tool.
Straight up. Yeah. Absolute. Can I swear? No, I'll try and refrain.
If you like.
Oh fuck it, he's a knobhead. Um, I he for starters, he's holding Morgan Gibbs White hostage. I'm convinced at this point that he's got his family like in a basement and just feeds them every so often. Why that you remember that video that came out when he signed the contract extension? That was the most uncomfortable thing.
Oh yeah, it looks like there's a gun behind the camera
Yeah,
or something.
he's got, there's a bloke with a rifle behind the camera. Like,
yeah.
you will smile, Morgan. You will say this. He's really ruined that club. I mean, so I've got a couple of comparisons of where they were this time last year to where they are now. So this isn't. So obviously they've gone from Nuno to Ange for whatever reason. Ange gets sacked after 7 games, was it? I think it's the quickest.
Yeah, he was there about 40,
sacking.
39, something like that.
It's ridiculous. And now they've got Sean Dyche, which we'll talk about. But in comparison, so this time last year, right, they were on a total of 16 points from 9 games. They're currently on 5.
Yeah.
5 points. That is 11-point difference. That's ridiculous. That's so bad. To point out as well, last season I think they had 65 points in total. They got European football. There's not a chance that's happening this season. They look dreadful. Absolutely.
I think that point of like not a chance, I think that's why Dyche's been brought in.
I agree.
think their mindset has changed because they were looking at Mancini, who obviously is a serial kind of winner as a manager.
Yeah. Which, by the way, he was actually tipped if Amorim went to take over at Man United. I would have cried. Anyway, not the point of the topic. But yeah.
I think their mentality, there's potentially been a realisation that they need to just stay up.
We're not as good as we think we are.
And Dyche is that sort of person who he will be. It'll be the most boring thing, but like he will likely keep them up. And
although
I think
they did lose their first game in charge.
They beat Porto 2-0 first game. So
sorry, the Premier League.
Obviously, they lost to whoever they played. We just covered it. I forgot already, but is it Bournemouth?
Yes.
Yeah, because they played the first game and it was Porto in the not Champions League. Is it in Europa? It is Europa, isn't it?
Yeah. Because Palace are in the conference.
Yeah, they got knocked down, didn't they? For some, I can't remember. Yeah, some nonsense. But and they looked all right. They beat Porto 2-0, which Porto are a good team. Mm-hmm. And then they looked terrible in the league. Yeah. But that's Dyche all over.
Yeah, let's look at the last 5 games. They lost 3-2 to Charlton. Was it? No, Charlton.
Charlton. We're going back to like Barclays era here.
No, they lost in the year. I don't know why I thought it was Charlton. I looked at the badge and I was like, "That's Charlton." No, it ain't. It's FC. Yes.
Oh, Midland.
That's it. They lost in the Europa League 3-2 to them. But then went and got battered by Newcastle 2-0. Then they lost 3-0 to Chelsea at home. Then they went and beat Porto, and now they've just lost to Bournemouth.
Yeah, and the Chelsea game is when Ange got sacked, I believe.
Yeah, that's not good. Like, I get it with the new manager. I appreciate that, and I think we said it when Ange was appointed. It was never ever going to work because the styles are too different. I think the problem with when you sack managers so quickly, I mean, they got rid of Nuno for it wasn't no reason. He had a falling out, didn't he? That's the reason.
I think just to quickly go into that very quickly, I think there comes a time as a leader, which you're an owner of a club, you are a leader, right? That is kind of the idea. He is probably more involved than he should be, but
definitely
he is involved. I think there comes a time where you've got a guy there who's giving you success. I think that you may not get along, but I think there comes a time you have to kind of just swallow your pride a bit and say, he knows what he's doing. And then
suck it up.
Maybe down the line you can think, right, look, we don't get along. Is there any way we can actually just crack on here, or do we go past and kind of go our separate ways? But instead, they've obviously got rid of the guy who was obviously bringing them success. I think he probably could have dealt with it better.
No, I agree. I mean, it's like I don't like you, but I still do this podcast because I
Yeah,
enjoy it,
exactly.
right?
I don't
So
like me either, but I still wake up every morning. So,
it's Jesus. Um, God, Mr. Marinakis got you down bad, my friend.
yeah, he
It
has
just,
me done with a contract.
it's stupid. I think it's definitely, in my opinion, an owner's problem rather than a club problem. I think the way it's run from the top down is now proven to be a problem. Marinakis is way too involved and it was a bit like a good comparison. I think is when Bowley first took over, and he was trying to get involved, and he hasn't got a clue. He's not a football man. He's a businessman, and he's trying to get involved in the transfers and all this and that. He finally takes a back seat, and then they figure it out, right? Marinakis is trying to do everything himself by the looks of it. I saw a tweet and it said that Marinakis has put himself forward for the managerial job. Obviously, it's a joke, but I can see it because he's
Yeah,
that much of a narcissist that he has. He took Forest to a point where they've got the European football. They were on the rise. They had an incredible season last season. They come up from the Championship before blah blah blah. He's now on the way to absolutely ruining everything he's done.
yeah.
Just completely undoing
For his
the
own
entire.
decisions as well. That's
Yeah,
the thing. It's like,
he's absolutely. He's got no one else to blame other than himself, and it all started with the decision to get rid of Nuno. And like you said, sometimes you work with people you don't like, but if the results are coming in, is it worth just shutting up and getting on with it? In this case, yes, absolutely. But he's made the decision to get rid of Nuno, bought in Ange. I like Ange, never going to work. He's got rid of him already, and now he's brought in a manager to keep them up. How you go from being European football, and even people were talking about them, obviously it was not going to happen, but talking about them potentially winning the league, they were that, he had Chris Wood on fire and they were looking great every game. And, you're
yeah,
thinking, Christ, this team might crack on and actually maybe even do a Leicester, right? To now in 17th with 5 points. It, uh,
yeah.
it's laughable. It really is laughable.
Yeah, I did kind of brainstorm a few key points to where I think they've gone wrong.
Mm.
Obviously, Nottingham fans, you could probably give more insight because you obviously watch them day in, day out. But obviously, I think the key issue, as you've said, the owner and the boardroom have way too much influence and presence in what's going on. So, too much presence in club affairs, obviously, that tends to strain the relationship between like ownership and staff.
Hmm.
And it's clearly the decision making and long term planning is being affected by
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I think that's the major problem.
Massively.
Second one that kind of links with the first one is obviously the managerial churn.
Hmm.
Rapid turnover in any business, not just football, obviously prevents like any sort of coherence.
Yep.
And especially in football, like training, tactical stability, all of that is
Yeah.
affected because of this just rapid churn of management and staff. They need, and maybe Deitch is the guy they're going to keep on for like a year or 2 years. But Deitch, to me, isn't the type of manager you keep long term. He's the type of
No.
person that you keeps you up and then you go for push on with somebody else, kind of like Everton did.
Yeah.
Deitch kept him up, but Moyes is someone who's actually kind of, they're a bit further up the table than
Yeah.
Deitch probably would have got them. And then I think there also has been some recruitment mistakes. They've obviously made a few summer signings and contract renewals that show there's intent with what they want to do. But I
Mhm.
think there are just questions over whether or not that recruitment has actually delivered the right blend of like experience and depth that they need, especially
Yeah.
defensively. I think some of the recruitment's been a bit off. And again, Marinakis, I think, is just too involved.
I agree.
Hire
Yeah.
people that can do the job. As an owner, you don't need to be involved, especially in a Prem club. You do not
Yeah.
need to be involved in day to day signing, who's coming in. You can obviously have final say ultimately because your money, but
That's different to having.
yeah, you shouldn't be involved in who's coming in. Like ultimately, trust your staff to do that.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
ultimately, that's where he's gone wrong. I think
Hmm.
it's too involved. needs to
No, I
take
agree.
a seat back, hire people that know what they're doing, and let them do the job.
Well, he's an egotistical narcissist.
Yeah,
I'll say
yeah.
that on record. He really is, and I think uh, he won't. He won't take a seat back,
No, he won't.
and Forest as a club and their fans will suffer for it, and it's a shame, but we've seen it time and time again with owners. Not quite the same, but a good example of Newcastle, Mike Ashley. He was terrible, and look where they were. They were absolutely woeful. They've been taken over by PIF, and now they're Champions League, right? Even Man
Yeah,
United to a degree, Glazers. You had success under the Glazers, but generally speaking, that
yeah,
club has run terribly. It's a bit better now with Ineos. There's positives. Whereas Forest, Marinakis just doesn't look like he's ever going to change his policies or ever going to change the way he thinks or the way he acts, and they will suffer. And I think they're lucky. In fact, they're actually unlucky that the three that come up look better than Forest. So it's
yeah, yeah. They
likely
do.
they could get relegated. I mean,
Yeah,
you know,
they certainly could.
Burnley look okay. I think Leeds will certainly stay up, and Sunderland, in my opinion, will stay up.
To be fair, I think Sunderland might be too far up now to
To go.
even go
Yeah.
down.
I mean, the difference in points between
Yeah,
Sunderland and Forest is 12.
yeah. And Wolves even 17.
Yeah.
It's like something. No,
Yeah,
it's not.
15.
Not
Yeah.
17, 15. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think they might be already too far up there. But
Yeah.
I have
Potentially.
come up with a very brief. I was doing it earlier.
Mm.
And I've come up with a little plan that could be implemented. So short term priorities that Nottingham need
Yeah.
is stabilize the coach's position. So like give Deitch a clear remit of what he's actually there for,
Yeah.
because you don't want like boardroom interference and things like that needs to stop. Give him a
Yeah.
remit, right? This is short term. We just want to stay up.
Yeah.
That is why you're here. Be honest with that
Yeah.
and just simplify things. So that's in short term. I think you just need to give Deitch a clear remit of what he's actually doing
Yeah.
and let him do it.
Mm-hmm.
Going into kind of like medium term, like up until like the end of the season, next season, I think there needs to be some sort of coherent, sporting director, scouting function that Marinakis isn't directly involved with.
Yeah.
You need to, appoint people that can do the job and just let them get on with it.
Mm-hmm.
There's some reason, I don't know if it's just him as a person, but there just seems to be no trust there with the people in the club.
Yeah.
And that's something that I don't know really if you can fix. If that's just what he's like, then
Potentially.
what can you do? And then obviously long-term kind of structural fixes is you need to, stop making decisions from kind of short-term owner impulses. So
Mm-hmm.
it's just because we've had a falling out, I'm going to get rid or whatever. You need to come away from that, create a transparent team of people that can do their job, invest in youth. I think that's something that Nottingham are a bit lacking on. They don't have an
Yeah.
amazing kind of youth development, and that's something I don't think Marinakis has really highlighted. And get a sustainable recruitment model, because what they have isn't sustainable
No.
at the moment. And then their immediate risks, obviously, they'll get relegated if not.
Well,
So,
yeah.
that's literally, to be blunt about it, like
Yeah, mate. No,
yeah.
you're absolutely spot on. Yeah.
So
Or
yeah,
to round that off, just get rid of Marinakis, isn't it? Someone buy him out because the bloke's
yeah,
useless.
they're a decent enough like size club, Like someone would buy them, 100%. They're former European Cup winners.
Yeah.
They're
They are in Europe football.
yeah. They're in Europe now, so
Good
somebody would
fans.
buy them. I don't think he would.
Nah, he's an idiot, mate. If I would, and the thing is obviously people say a lot online. I reckon if I actually somehow was in front of him, I'd say exactly the same as what I've just said now, because he is an idiot, and you're ruining a perfectly good football club, mate. Simple as that. You just are. You just. I honestly, I have such a gripe with owners that, they come in, buy a club, and then just ruin it. Really.
Yeah, I think to be
It's
fair,
just not fair. It ain't fair, man. Like
give it like a breakdown.
not even match going fans, just fans of a football club shouldn't suffer because the person with the big bucks is an idiot. Like, it's so annoying. It really is. I just, yeah, I feel if a club was going wrong because the managerial appointment was bad or the players were bad, that's on the club. But things like this, it's solely on Marinakis, and that's the shameful part.
Yeah. Yeah.
But,
To be fair,
you know,
I don't really have anything to add to that. I mean, that's a very fitting
also
way
see you in
to.
the championship, lads. So
Yeah. Good luck at Wrexham
yeah,
next
we'll
season.
be joining you when we eventually get there, when we get relegated to League Two. So I'll
Yeah.
see you in a bit, boys.
Yeah, I think to be fair, I think that is a sound place to end off for me. I don't have anything to add. I think that is a
Yeah, man,
very fitting end.
I'm too angry. I need to go calm down.
Yeah. He's lost his head. I'm
Yeah.
gonna I'm gonna go watch. Well, not watch. I'm gonna go listen to Chelmsford versus Dover is going on in
Oh, yeah, of course, because they
45
decided to do it.
minutes.
You're annoyed about that still, right? Because they did it during the week, and you want to go.
I was gonna go if it was on a Saturday, which it was
They moved
originally,
it,
but
didn't
then FA Cup
they?
happened.
That's it. Yeah.
So then it got moved to today, and I was not. I'm not doing Dover. I've done Dover once before, and I'm not doing it on a weekday. Not a chance.
No, that's long, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just too long. I won't get back till probably be midnight earliest. So
Yeah, that's not worth it.
yeah, I didn't fancy that. I might be doing Tonbridge next week. We'll see. But yeah, I'm gonna go do that. Jack's gonna go have a cold shower or something to.
Yeah, honestly, mate, I'm good. I'm gonna go calm down because
Yeah.
I'll
So
blow a gasket. So
head gasket's going to blow. So thank you very much for listening. Obviously, if you've got any suggestions for what you want us to talk about, let us know. Or if you have any opinions on what Nottingham could do differently and why they're in this situation, do let us know as well. All of our platforms are in the description below. If you're watching this on Spotify, if you're watching the clips from YouTube, then they will also be down below. Other than that, thank you again for listening, and we will see you next week.
yes, goodbye, my friends. Maybe I'll have calmed down by then.
Hopefully.
Right, goodbye.
Goodbye.